So let's study about the superposition theorem that is in the syllabus of Manipal University BET, right? So in superposition theorem, suppose I'm taking a simple circuit having a one source based on voltage source and another source is current source. Okay, suppose I'm giving one example. For this is 4 ohm, 6 ohm, 8 ohm, 9 ampere and 10 volt, and they ask you that find current in 6 ohm by using superposition theorem. They will always mention the theorem. Got it? So we need to calculate the current in superposition theorem. In some students ask from me that ma'am, we can get it from KVL also, so why do we need to use superposition theorem? So we have to learn all the methods: Thevenin, superposition, maximum power, Norton. Okay, so we have to learn all the method, but now we are learning about the superposition theorem. So in the superposition theorem, what will we do? In the first step, okay, we have to keep first source and kill other source. Got it? We have to keep first source and kill other source. Kill other source means if there is a voltage source, then that would need to be short circuit. Okay, remember I told you in the Thevenin theorem also that voltage source must be short circuit. Short circuit means completely remove the voltage source and place a plain wire across it. Similarly, if there is a current source, then in that case current source symbol is like this. Current source would be open circuit. Open circuit means completely remove it. Okay, voltage source symbol is like this: positive, negative. So this mean killing. See, how can you remember it? You can remember it like this way also. If there is a voltage source is just like your relative which you don't want to come in your house. So whenever you see that relative that he is coming to your house, so you will shut the door or open the door, close the door or open the door, close the door, because you don't like that relative. Okay, so you close the door. And whenever you see that your friend is coming at your house, so you will open the door or shut the door, open the door, so it would be open circuit. Okay, so first step is keep first source, kill another source, and in the second step what we need to do, keep second source. Okay, and kill first source, kill all other sources basically. So we have to see first how many sources are there in this case. As you can see that there are two sources. One is a voltage source and another is the current source. So this question will solve in two steps. Got it? This question will solve in two steps. So in the first step, we'll keep the first source and kill other source. So first source means we'll keep the voltage source, right? Will keep the voltage source and kill other source. Killing means current source, and as I told you, current source must be open circuit, right? So this current source must be an open circuit like this. Okay, everything else would remain same. Now in this case we mark I dash over here. What will mark? I dash. Okay, so now we have to use either KVL or KCL or current division rule. You have three options. You can use any one of the option to calculate the current. But in this case, we can't apply current division rule because current division rule is applicable in only parallel circuits. In this case, 4 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in series. KCL also we can't apply. For that we need to take nodes. How many nodes are there in this case? Is there any node? No, because there is a connection of two wire. If there is a connection of three wire, then we can consider it as node. Why we are not considering this 8 ohm? Because as you can see that this is the open circuit, right? And in the open circuit there is no flow of current, correct? So we don't consider the wire which is present in 8 ohm. So last option we are left with KVL. So we can simply apply KVL, like this one can be considered as I dash. If I'll apply the KVL equation, then that would be minus 4I dash minus 6I dash plus 10 is equal to 0. From here we'll get the value for I dash, that is equal to 1 ampere. Got it? So from this we'll cover our first step. Now move towards the next step. Next step is we have to keep second source, right? We have to keep second source and kill all other sources. Correct? So we'll keep this time a current source. This is the first source, this is the second source. So we'll keep this current source and remove the voltage source. As I told you, voltage source is just like your relative, so you will shut the door. Okay, so this time we'll mark it as I double dash. Got it? As you can see, direction of I dash and I double dash would always be the same. So now in this case you are having again two options. You can apply KVL, KCL or CDR. So in this case current division rule would be much easy for you if you know about it. Current division rule is like we can directly apply the formula. I double dash would be equal to total current. What was the formula for that current division rule? That is total current multiplied by, in whichever branch we need to calculate the current, we have to take the opposite resistance. Opposite resistance is how much? 4 ohm divided by sum of resistor which are connected in parallel. Here 4 ohm and 6 ohm are connected in parallel, so 4 plus 6. Total current is already given in the circuit, that is 9 ampere. So it would be 9 into 4 divided by 4 plus 6 is 10. So that would be zero point 0.4. So 9 into zero point 0.4 is 0.36. Okay, ampere. So in the last and final step, we don't need I dash, right? We don't need I double dash. But as you can see that I dash and I double dash direction is same. So after addition of I dash and I double dash, we'll get the value for I. I is how much? We got it as 1 ampere. That we got it as 0.6. So what will we get? I would be equal to 1.36 ampere. This is our final answer for superposition theorem. Okay. Now suppose if they ask you to calculate the voltage across 6 ohm by using superposition theorem, then in that case what will you do? In the first case you will calculate I dash, then you need to calculate V dash also. Okay, if they ask you for the voltage as well, V dash is how much? According to Ohm's law, I into R. How much is the current flowing across this? I dash and resistance is 6. So I dash into 6 is 1 into 6, that is 6 volt. That would be V dash. Similarly, we'll calculate here as V double dash, right? V double dash is again how much? I double dash multiplied by 6. Correct? Now in the last simply we'll do the same thing. V dash plus V double dash is equal to V. Got it? Like if they ask you that you have to calculate voltage, then you need to do this thing. Clear? Now the next thing, if there are three sources available, okay, it can be more than one source, there can be three, there can be four. Like again I'm taking the simple question. In the first step we'll keep the first source. Okay, first source will be like this. Open circuit the another current source and short circuit this one. Okay, this is our first step. Now in the second step we'll keep the second source. Okay, so first voltage source short circuit, current source open, again voltage source short. Then this would be the second step. If there is a third step means we have to keep the third source. First source short circuit, second source open circuit, and we'll need to keep the third source, that is 20 volt. And suppose if they ask you to calculate 4 ohm current, so this would be I. In the first step it would denote it as I dash, then we can get I dash. This in the second step will denote it by I double dash, this would be I double dash. In the third step would be denoted by I triple dash. Okay, in the last we'll add I would be equal to I dash plus I double dash plus I triple dash. Understood?